Welcome to another edition of Pittsburgh Sportsline at Duke's Rib House and Grill, 1910 Cochran Road, 15220. It's easy to find. Smokin' Jim made it here on time, and we're going to start our show. I'm Al Levine, the talking machine. I got Smokin' Jim Frazier. I want to thank everybody for the likes. We hit 3,511 likes. That's the most we've had. Thank you very much. We appreciate it from all over the country, Pittsburgh and everywhere else. Watch us on TV, Verizon 32. Smokin' Jim, it's on TV. I ran into a dozen people in the last 3 days after I said we're on Verizon 32. And, you know, everywhere, they go, what radio station is that? So it's a running joke with us, but we are on TV. We're looking into radio because of Smokin' Jim's history there. So we'll see what happens. But we're thankful to be here at Duke's Rib House and Grill. And this is our second show that we've done here 2 weeks in a row. We'll be back on the second and the fourth week of each month. So that'll be next month in November. Check us out then. We're on Verizon, like I said, but we're also on Comcast only in Bethel Park. It's Channel 7. That's how Comcast did it. And you can find us 24/7. We have over 250 shows we've done in the last 3 years on YouTube. And that's 24/7. Put in Pittsburgh Sportsline. You can put Sips. You can put now Duke's Rib House and Grill. So you can check us out there. We talk a lot of sports, and we start with what's on our mind. And we're going to do that right now.
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green,
there you go, buddy.
You got to see Levine. Listen, in Pittsburgh, we make no excuses. I really believe if you want to become a lawyer, you can become a lawyer by going to Yale or by going to jail like Judge Mathis and still make it to the top. We don't make excuses in Pittsburgh. That's why we're the owners of 6 Super Bowl rings, 5 World Series championships, 3 Stanley Cups, and yesterday, Big Ben played the best quarterback I've ever seen in my life. 500 yards passing, 0 interceptions, 6 touchdowns. He became the only quarterback in NFL history to pass for over 500 yards in 2 or more games, and he still never gets mentioned with the elite quarterbacks or some of the best quarterbacks in the league today. But that's okay. Big Ben makes no excuses. All he cares about is winning and winning Super Bowls. That's why at the age of 32, he's already passed for nearly 37,000 yards, 235 touchdown passes. He is the Pittsburgh Steelers career leader in passing yards, touchdown, and he's the winningest quarterback in Pittsburgh Steelers history. Last 2 weeks, he won 2 very important back-to-back games. And if the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win another Super Bowl, the team needs to get behind their captain, Big Ben, because Big Ben is already on the stairway to 7.
Thanks, Smokin' Jim. I appreciate it. I know we've talked about the Steelers. What's on my mind? How could it not be the Steelers? I mean, look at the Colts. They shut out the Cincinnati Bengals. Before they were the Bungles, okay? Now they're back to that, but they did win, but they were shut out. Matter of fact, the announcers were talking about how many minutes that they had shut out teams. The Steelers were being shut out. Then all of a sudden, there was an avalanche. Points were flowing out of everywhere. But like I was talking with my sister, my biggest fan in New Jersey, she actually had me pick her up at Century 3 Mall because she was out of the state, needed a ride, come to the show. We're talking about the Steelers. She said, I felt the whole game like they could have lost. And I said, you know what? During that game, I didn't feel like they could lose, but I thought luck could come back. And he did come back numerous times. Then we tried to help him come back. I mean, and then the stats were piling up. And you kept turning around looking. Then you hear about Big Ben would be one of only 4 quarterbacks to get 100 wins in 150 games. Wow. Peyton Manning didn't do that. So these are some great things. Then he went crazy, over 500 some yards. He didn't even hit Antonio Brown in the first quarter. He didn't know who he was, and AB's his man. And then look what happened. We got a rookie named Bryant. He looked like an imitation of Plax that could catch a football more often. And he even made it look easy when he caught the ball. And then, now, there's a controversy about the offensive coordinator. And I say Dick Haley was a legend. Todd Haley will never be. In spite of Todd Haley, who should have never been hired, look what happened. The players did the right thing. They weren't sabotaging Haley like I talked about a conspiracy a couple weeks ago. All of a sudden, I noticed, and you're Big Ben's biggest fan. I mean, it's amazing. Every one of his passes was crisp and on the money. You were almost arguing with me a couple weeks ago. What do you mean? I go, when you're throwing a ball like a 120-mile-an-hour fastball and it's over a guy's head, he'll never catch it. All of a sudden, what's this? It's a little arc. He's dropping the ball in. He had to throw it across the field. They're catching it right on the sidelines. They're catching it with perfect coverage. The Colts defense, my hat goes off to them. They're a good defense, but they got crushed by us. Who would even think this could happen? Now, all the schizophrenic Steeler fans, I'm not buying into it. We're going to the Super Bowl. You got to win more games. Because 2 weeks ago, everybody was depressed. We're not going anywhere. Fire everybody. Tomlin hasn't coached a game here in Pittsburgh yet. We all know that. Because why does he turn the headset up in the middle of an offensive play? And how about when the defense needs to tighten up, his mouthpiece is up in the air? I don't understand this stuff. That's for another day. I'm about they won. That's great. But I'm not believing they're in the Super Bowl because you got to string more wins. You can tell me in these news conferences whatever you want, but you need more W's. And we got 2 at home. I predict we get the 3rd one at home, and then we start on a roll. That's what has to happen if Mr. Super Bowl says he's there. By the way, Smokin' Jim is an NFL scout and has been doing this for years. But I'm a little bit in doubt about the scout. That's what's on my mind. We're going to start bringing up our guests.
Hi, I'm Dominic Rico. I'm the PA announcer for various teams here in Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Power Arena football team. You had me on a couple of months ago, and we were talking about that. And I told you good things were in store for that team, and they went 15-3.
Not to interrupt you, we didn't doubt you because we bring good karma to everybody. We have champions all over the city. Rod Salka, Sammy Vasquez, they're fighting on the 14th of November. You let the Power come in, you opened the door, you told us it was going to work out. I didn't believe you at first because they didn't win at first.
Well, they didn't win it the last 2 years, and then all of a sudden I show up as the announcer, and it's 15-3.
Lucky charm. Lucky charm.
You got to give a good home field advantage, and I hope I did that for the team. They were pretty pleased. They were pretty pleased with it, and I think they're going to have me back for next year. And if not,
you want me to negotiate? Because I'll negotiate for you.
I think
there's
they're pretty happy.
No way they should not bring you back. Dom is the man.
So it's the Power, Duquesne University men's basketball, men's soccer, women's soccer,
what a surprise.
Volleyball. So a lot of opportunities there. And then another new team here in Pittsburgh. The ABA is back.
Yellow.
In town. The Steel City Yellow Jackets. They're going to play at CCAC Allegheny campus on the north side. 808 Ridge Avenue, Pittsburgh, PA, 15212.
You're good on the addresses like somebody else I know.
Well, I noticed you were giving them out, so we might as well make sure we're giving out that address because it is a little bit hard to find if you don't know where it is. It took me a little while to find it the very first time, but it's a nice little gym they got over there, and it's pro basketball. Antoine Benefactor, that's his hip-hop name. He's the owner of the team, and he's really committed to bringing pro basketball back here to the Steel City.
Say his name again.
Antoine Washington, and he goes by Twan Benefactor. So he's out there. He's excited about this season. They are ranked 19th in the preseason rankings on this team. They are the highest-ranked expansion team, so the league and the people that kind of evaluate this talent are expecting bigger things out of this basketball team. So I don't know the players quite just yet. I mean, I'm still learning the team a little bit. And I'll admit, I'm not a huge basketball expert, like in terms of the X's and O's of things. But, you know, I'm excited to announce for this team. I'm hoping to bring the same atmosphere to this gym that I bring to the Power. And they're exciting. If you want to know more about this team, www.catchthebuzz.net. Or you can email them at steelcityyellowjackets@gmail.com. A lot of good things happening over there on the north side.
It's great. And the north side, I actually know that campus. My dad, who actually had a few drinks here once in a while, smoking Jim, Saul Levine, they know him. He was a referee. And I used to go watch him referee basketball. Guess where? What's the address up there on
808 Ridge Avenue.
Yeah, in their gym, Saul Levine refereed, and he took little Al with him at the time. I got to see it, and that's some legendary coaches and players that played up there. They had some great teams over the years.
And the ABA has been around for a while. They took a couple years off, but I mean, this is a league that, you know, had a lot of good teams back. The Pittsburgh Pipers, I think, won the first ABA championship back in the 70s. So pro basketball's been here in Pittsburgh before. They're hoping to make it work again. And, you know, it's
And
just
guess
exciting
who
stuff.
refereed their scrimmages?
Your dad.
This guy, I'll tell you what, he's good. Even though Mario's his cousin, and he claims it. He said, you are getting, you know what, we might have to have you back after you announce one of those games.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, anytime you guys want me on here, I know you guys got your show intro. I've offered to do a voiceover if you want for that.
Coming attractions, you might have the voice of basketball, football, XYZ, and whatever else.
Today's episode
Dominic
of
Erica.
Pittsburgh Sportsline, coming to you live from Deuce Grill, Rib House and Grill, with your host, Al Levine, the Talking Machine, and smoking Jim Frazier.
And we got Little Z, Zach Brenner, coming. How would you do that?
We'll just say his name. Zach Brenner, you said, or you call him Little Z?
I call him Little Z, and he's also known, he wants to be a boxer, the Amish Assassin.
Well, that's the
Imagine
problem.
that.
If he's a boxer, I don't want to make him mad, and then he's going to kick
He's
the
not a
crap out of
boxer
me.
yet, but he is a tough guy. You've actually met him, I think, before.
I think he was at the last
Yeah,
show.
he's the guy with the beard, so you know.
Yes.
But that's a pretty good intro. We're going to have to work on that.
Yeah, you just let me know.
All right, I'll talk to Dave Cable, and he's pretty receptive to good stuff here.
Sounds good.
What else do you got to tell us here?
I've been working some stuff for Trib Live Radio. I'm helping to produce the Ike Taylor Show a little bit. They're showing me sound engineering. They're hoping to bring me on as a talk show host eventually, and then that'll finally be the opportunity to ditch the full-time job at Giant Eagle. And, you know, if you know anything, you really want to move up in your career and chase down opportunities. And, you know, I've been trying to find a way to finally get into broadcasting full-time and not have to worry about the other job. It'll free up a lot of time,
Right.
you know, if you're finally doing it full-time and getting paid. And then I have a new website. If you want to know my professional voice stuff, it's steelcityvoice.com. So you got clips of me there doing commercials and player intros for the Power, and hopefully get the Duquesne introductions up soon. But
Sure.
you know, that's the big news in my life.
Tell us that website again.
It's steelcityvoice.com. And again, got a new logo, new design, and finally got it looking
That
professional.
card looks great.
You know, after a couple years, I just look at that website, used to sob. I'm like, it just does not look professional. It makes you wonder if you lose any opportunities.
I don't
or
know if
anything
you can
like
get this, Devin. This is too small, but look at that business card.
it. We got it. Good.
We got one of the best, Devin Shea.
Devin's on top of his game.
Well, he's a military man, served a couple tours of duty. So watch what you say. He is trained to carry every type of weapon known to man.
We thank you for
and
your
woman.
service, Devin. Really
Thank you
appreciate
again,
it.
always. And your service as a volunteer here. Definitely. We appreciate it. Well, what's the outlook for Duke's team? Do we hear anything on what they look
Well,
like?
there's 14 teams in the Atlantic 10, and most experts are predicting them to finish no higher than 8th. And most of them are figuring 11th or 12th. It's a program that's struggled in recent years. You can't deny that. But
Well, they had one of our favorite players around here, T.J. McConnell, left.
yeah, and
So that can hurt any program.
anytime you have a program, that's been their problem. It seems like they take one step forward and then they lose a player or two. But I think Coach Jim Ferry has been doing a good job trying to get talent in there. They got Micah Mason, who was one of the top shooters in the entire NCAA last year from Natrona Heights, PA, a local guy. He's from my old neck of the woods. You know,
Well, your cousin still lives up that way.
Mario lives up there, and you know, my mom, you know, still lives up in that area. So, you know, that's the players that they need, and they're really trying to build things around. But Jim Ferry really seems to care about the school and getting all of the athletic programs going. He's trying to encourage his team to go to the volleyball matches. You know, we had the football team at last week's volleyball match, created a great atmosphere, and Duquesne's really trying to boost things up. They've renovated the Palumbo Center in the last year, trying to make it attractive to recruits coming in there. And to me, it's a nice little intimate gym. You know, it holds about 3,000 fans, and there were only about 300 fans in there for the volleyball match, but they were loud. You know, that place was echoing. And
Were
I'm
you
like,
firing them up?
yeah, you didn't even have to fire them up. They gave away mini megaphones with the Duquesne logo on it, and that football team's just sitting there screaming into them. You know, every time the opposing team's serving, they're yelling at them, calling them by name because I announce who's serving, so they're going, Christina, you know, and like screaming, yelling, and
You're allowed to do
fun.
that?
Well, they can. I'm not
Okay.
doing any of that. You know, volleyball, I keep it professional. It's not like arena team where I mock the team every
Right.
once in a while, the opposing team. Like when they
There's
have a
more
penalty.
theatrics in that.
Yeah, a little bit more, but that's what the team wants out of me for that. But Duquesne, I keep it simple. There's going to be a little bit of stuff to amp them up. And basketball, it's going to be my first time really announcing basketball, so it's good.
I think you'll catch on.
Oh, announcing is just learning what has to be announced, and then you start adding flair as the games move on. I can tell over the last couple of volleyball matches, I can do more here, and then you just start doing it, and then they just go, getting better, and
There you go.
so
Add that flair.
Yeah, and that's with any announcing job. Just always make it better.
Sounds like a good plan.
It is a good plan.
And then you said you're going to maybe do women's basketball also at
Maybe.
Duquesne. That's in the works possibly?
We'll see what happens there. You know, I'm not pushing anything there. Anything they're willing to give me, you know, I'm willing to take. But I know they got other announcers there, and you don't want to steal all the work from everybody.
No, spread it around a little. Focus on what you're good
You
at.
got to keep
there
them
first.
happy because there might be a game or two I can't make, and you got to have good announcers. You don't want to alienate them. So
That's true. And then you were talking about the Ike Taylor Show.
yeah, for Trib Live Radio, usually every Thursday night they rotate around different bars. Last week was at Carsalis. This week's at Latitude. I don't know if it's Latitude 40 or Latitude 360. They call it both.
Well, they do
It's
call
out-
it both, so there's confusion.
Yeah, it's out in Robinson. I know it's the old Roomful Express, so I'll be out there setting up sound for that.
Just look for the big sign out
Yeah,
there.
and everybody knows, you know, it's out there. It's like a two-story entertainment complex or whatever. But Ike gets out there. I think the show runs 8 to 9 o'clock, and you know, so Ike's there available.
day is that on?
That's Thursday night, and that airs on Trib Live Radio, which is sportstalk.triblive.com. Ike, he meets the fans, so he takes like a little break at halfway in the show. He'll sign autographs, so if you have memorabilia you want signed, it's a good place to go out and meet a Pittsburgh Steeler that's been a big contributor to our success over the last few years. He's a nice, humble guy. He says a lot of candid truths out there. He was talking about Daniel McCullers. He thinks he's going to be a beast this year, but he's working on him. He's like, they said he's too aggressive. He's like, he bowls the offensive line over, but then he
Right.
doesn't tackle the guy that's coming right past him. He's like, we got to learn the little stuff. He's like, slow down and throw an arm on him, slow him down so we can tackle. But he's expecting a big turnaround from this defense over the next year or two. It's just, you know, with
Is
a
he
lot
going
of
to be a part of it, though?
I'm hoping he is. I mean, if you look at who are they going to have, Cortez Allen right now? I mean, that guy's getting burned like firewood.
I didn't know we were going to talk about one of the negative things. $28 million contract extension for number 28.
You know,
I don't understand that.
I didn't understand it when they signed him. I think that was Keenan Lewis syndrome. You go, hey, you know, we let Keenan Lewis get away, so we better sign this guy. It's like, well, what is this guy proving? But this is the problem with the salary cap era and the way that this LeBeau defense is. They always say, hey, you know, it takes a couple years to learn a system. But if you are not playing these players for a couple years, then you're leaving it up to like one good year.
Hold it.
when
You
they're
got
in
an
the
NFL scout.
Oh,
They're
I
not
know.
getting the right players to put in there. He'll tell you that.
Well, it's hard to
How do
tell.
you make them work? He'll
Well,
tell you.
I've been saying, you know, I'm maybe one of those schizophrenic Steeler fans.
You
it's
are.
like fire everybody.
I could tell.
But it's not fire everybody. It's like,
I knew it.
who is responsible for the mess that has been the Steelers' defense?
Hold
And
it.
it's
I
a-
have to interrupt this
Go ahead.
unpaid announcement. Smoking Jim's talked about this so long, I could repeat it for him. I choose not to.
My whole thing is who's
No, he can
responsible?
say. He'll
Who's
tell you,
responsible
tell
for
him.
bringing in talent? That's
Tell
the
him.
GM, Kevin Colbert.
Who's
You know,
his friend?
It might
That's
be
his
a friend.
Listen to this.
But the truth is, you know, somebody's got to roll if it's another mediocre season in the end. If it's 8-8, something has to change because you can't keep beating your head
Tell
against
him
the
you're
wall.
saying.
And I think it's a talent. It's
You
not
just don't want to
Listen.
be great. They just want to be 8-8.
That's right.
He's been saying that you got to watch more of our shows.
Why?
What about your friend Kevin Colbert? What should they do with him?
Well, you
We
know,
got to interrupt your role 1 second.
Go for it.
Well, you know, just to key everybody else in. Basically, the general manager for the Pittsburgh Steelers from 2000 up to the 2007 draft was Bill Cowher. When Bill Cowher made the Pittsburgh Steelers fire Tom Donahoe, who was a very successful general manager. They brought in Kevin Colbert, who was only a scout for the Detroit Lions. So he was basically Bill Cowher's coffee boy. So when he took over the draft in 2007, as you see, we have no players from the 2008 draft currently on the team, no players from the 2009 draft currently on the team. 2010, 11, 12, and 13 drafts were just as bad, and it's all on Kevin Colbert.
And to me, that's an easier change. You can get rid of him, and then the new GM can decide if he wants to make a change at offensive coordinator. I go back and forth with Todd Haley, and I think the good encouraging sign on this is they started Martavis Bryant 2 weeks ago. Now you have that deep threat that goes down the field and changes the complexion of the entire offense. You know, now Antonio Brown's not getting as double covered as he was. It opens up Marcus Wheaton if he decides to make a catch or two, which he did this week.
They doubled Antonio Brown so much he couldn't get a pass.
I know,
he wasn't open.
And then Martavis Bryant's going down the field making plays finally.
Because he caught the ball.
Right. And then Marcus Wheaton's kind of going, hey, I better start making a catch here or two or else I'm not going to get too many opportunities. And it changes the whole complexion. And what Todd Haley's done smart is just start taking chances down the field. You know?
Well, here's what I think happened. The players played better because he took some of those same chances, and he should not be an offensive coordinator. There's no way. And I'm not schizophrenic about they're going to go to the Super Bowl yet.
I'm not ready for that yet either.
He shouldn't have been hired. They could have kept Arians instead of lying about
the genius, Bruce Arians.
That was a great retirement, wasn't it? About the shortest retirement ever.
The best part is Tomlin said he'll be back next year. So that's what you have to think about. Who's really in charge?
Right. And
it's not our head coach.
Things haven't been the same since Dan Rooney started going to Ireland, serving as ambassador to Obama, and then Art Rooney II takes things over, and it's just not quite the same. You know, so something has to change on the South Side, you know, and over at Heinz Field. And I think Colbert, honestly, you have to take a look at it at the end of the year. Is this talent enough here on this team to be a competitive team? I don't quite think it is. There's some bits and pieces in there, but look at Dree Archer this year. You got a guy that's a speed divot.
These points I'm going to bring up. He's already talked about it ad nauseum. I'm glad you're on board tonight. Now I hear a different voice.
Smartest man from Holland's ever met, bro.
Now I have stereo. I got stereo and I got
stereo in full volume with Smoking Jim and me. You're in trouble.
Wait till you get Zach Brunner on here talking about the same things.
But I mean, I want the Steelers to succeed, but you have to look at it. If they finish 8-8, if that's what they aim for,
it won't be great.
It won't be great. They got to make a change. And I don't think you're going to fire Tomlin because the dude's won you a Super Bowl. You got to let LeBeau retire on his terms. It's probably time to retire, and then you'll probably bring
it isn't. The players play better. LeBeau's a genius again. They play bad. He's old at 77. Meanwhile, he's running around playing golf with everybody and out hitting these young kids, and his handicap's very low. How do you get stupid after a loss? How do you become a genius after you hold a team to 34 points, which is right around their average, when they should have scored 50 points? They were getting beat up like crazy. What, they get the snot knocked out of them?
Well, see, that's how they're going to have to win games this year, is outscore the other team. So it was nice to see them take off the leash, say, hey, Ben, let's see what you got. And he got 522 yards, 6 touchdowns, no sacks. Somehow that didn't work out to a perfect quarterback rating. I'm like, what universe does this exist? You know,
because of that last running play where he tried to commit suicide by another player.
Well, whose call was that? Was
his
that Todd
call.
Haley's?
That's the only one Haley said he didn't call.
Because he scrambles around and just says, hit me in the helmet. It's like, if you're going to do that, you might as well scramble around and throw a 30-yard bomb, see if you can get it to Antonio Brown and break the record. I don't understand. How do you chase a stupid record that's made up by statisticians to get Antonio Brown like 23 straight games, 5 receptions and 50 yards? You know, but you don't chase the NFL record for passing yards and passing touchdowns.
Here's why. You want to know why? Because Todd Haley and Big Ben do not get along. Let me inform you again. Todd Haley and Big Ben do not get along. How do I know? He could have closed his eyes and thrown for another 20 yards, 25 yards, and broken Norm Van Brocklin's record from 1951. That's what it took. You don't go running outside, and who cares if the Colts call a timeout? They're just playing games with you inside the game. Go throw for a pass, because then you make their defense, which got crushed, look even worse.
Now, see, if this was arena football and they call timeout in a losing situation like that where they have no chance, then our offensive coordinator is going to go, okay, dial up a touchdown pass and bomb it down the field.
Right.
Say, you're going to call timeouts and play games. You know, we did that against Iowa this year. We were up by 2 touchdowns late. They call a timeout with like 30 seconds left.
What'd you do?
We threw a touchdown. You know, and then you can just see their offensive, their coach go, yeah, okay, we shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, but the NFL is the no fun league, so they take that out. And then, again, Todd Haley and Big Ben are not friends. They're not civil, okay? That's what's going on. People don't want to hear it. That's the truth. One win like this in a monstrous game, the best quarterback performance in history, isn't a perfect game, because he didn't let him throw for a 25-yard gain and bust the record.
But still, no interceptions, no fumbles, no sacks, and it's like, how's one of the best performances of all time not a perfect rating under this rating? I never understood quarterback rating to begin with. It's like, well, wait a minute. Okay, so you throw 200 yards less and 3 touchdowns, but that's perfection?
Here, you have the wizard of the NFL decides.
Is there minus?
Whoever the wizard is, they figure that out.
Is there minus points for, like, running up the score?
No.
Maybe that is a Goodell rule. He's like, well, we can't have that. We can't have, you know, and what else was amazing is you're watching an all-time great performance by Ben Roethlisberger out there.
Yeah.
And what are they showing in a graphic in between plays is Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, how they're the super elite quarterback summit. I'm like, wow, Ben's schooling both of them right now. Because they got to sell tickets.
Prepackaged, because the NFL's about billions. Why do they play in? I watched the game at 9:30 in the morning, and I had to walk away. I said, this is un-American.
It is
We're
un-American.
playing in Wembley Stadium.
And they want to put a team
How can
over
that
there.
happen?
They want to put a team over
Wembley.
there. Let me ask you, are you going to want to work for some team in Europe where it hires taxes and then...
What are they paying?
I'm just saying,
Yes.
whatever it is.
Yes. I'm a mercenary for hire. Yes, 7 figures or better. Figure it out in any type
But
of
think
money.
about it, like all of
Yes.
your road games are going to be transatlantic flights where you're going to be traveling. Imagine like from there to LA, you know, the jet lag on that one. They're going to have to leave
Who
the
cares
day
about
after.
jet lag? They're getting special vitamins in the leagues. They're fine.
Like Mona V energy drink.
No, we don't mention that with this. NFL got their own deals. We don't want to get sued.
Yeah, there
This
you
is
go.
public access TV. Yes, we are on TV. This will rebroadcast as soon as possibly tomorrow.
Okay.
So if you want to announce how they get a hold of you or listen to the voice of whatever you're announcing, tell them one more time, Dom.
Well,
Your name again, and go ahead.
My name is Dominic Rico. Let me give a little bit of information about each team so the fans out there can get more information. For Duquesne, you can go to www.goduquesne.com. They got the ticket prices there. You can get season tickets for men's basketball, $110 in the end zone, $350 for down like on almost courtside. And then that gets you pre-sale opportunities for the city game against Pitt this year and the NCAA tournament in March. Keep your fingers crossed. I might be announcing that too. We're still hoping on that regard. So
Good luck to you.
Yeah, that would be critical, you know, in the career. And then the Steel City Yellow Jackets is www.catchthebuzz.net. My website, steelcityvoice.com. And
Say that one again.
steelcityvoice.com.
Perfect. Dom, on that happy note, good luck to you, Alan. We hope to see you again.
Smoking Jim. Thanks for having me.
Hi, Alan.
Mario, welcome to the show. Mario Tempest is here. He's on a streak of his own.
Yes, I am.
You're determined.
Yes, I am.
What's going on?
Well-
you want to hold the mic?
No, I'm fine.
You sure?
Yeah, runs in the family. We can handle it from here, right, Dominic?
Whoa. These cousins are pretty good.
Actually, because of my wonderful energy drink, I needed it this weekend. I was at a hockey tournament at Pittsburgh Sports Arena.
That's why I had you up here. I want to hear what went on with that.
It was awesome. There was teams from all over the United States and Canada. They were from Toronto, Ontario, Michigan, Illinois, Ohio. They were from all over the place. It was very nice.
Did you make new friends?
I made some great friends, some great contacts. You know me,
Did you pass out any business cards?
more than you know.
Any drinks or anything to eat?
Sold many drinks, got some good leads.
Good.
Actually, one of them sports related, of course. I met the general manager, president of West Virginia University Hockey.
No way.
Yeah, this is their first year. They're Division II right now. They're working their way up. His name's Jeff Frisbee. I made some contact with him. Made some contact with the military.
No way.
Yeah, a lady does
They were there
purchasing for the
too.
military. Yeah.
Boy, if you get that military contract,
Yeah.
will you still know any of us?
Well, you could say, I remember, what's his name? And I'll say, Ellen who? Ellen who?
They covered that talking machine up because of Zach Brenner. Look, I can't show it on air anymore.
Yeah, but I put 13 hours in there on Saturday. I was there at 7 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't take the weekend off, but it was great.
You still look strong. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
Mona V and Mint products is where it's at, man. That's
Really?
Yeah.
MYNT.
Actually, I'm 102, and I look this good because of Mona
You know what? I'm glad I'm talking to you.
V. Oh, yeah.
You're not the oldest person I've talked to, but you're getting close.
Yeah, I'm getting close.
We'll keep going. Hey, I know you're a big Pittsburgh Steelers fan and everything, but I posted something on Facebook which I found unusual. 51-34 was the first time in NFL history that there was a score 51-34. So on top of all the other records, we have the only 51-34 final score.
Interesting. It rhymes, too.
Well, I know, and I do a lot of rhyming, hence Al Levine, the talking machine. Oh, go ahead. I didn't mean to do my own promo.
That was great.
Okay,
that was great. Actually, I was putting on Facebook myself, who switched uniforms before the game started.
I didn't like that.
Well, it was
Smoking
true.
Jim didn't know who to bet. I don't like when you put that up there because he had heavy money on.
Heavy money.
I don't want to say what. He did have heavy money out there.
It wasn't the Steelers, fans. It was not the Steelers.
Ouch! You must be psychotic or something.
That's what my inside sources tell me.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what I heard. I don't know if it's true, but that's what I heard.
You know, in wrestling, they always would say, it's true, it's true, it's true.
It's true. It's true. But, I even posted at one point that there was a delay of game because the scoreboard was on fire.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were putting so much stuff out, I couldn't like it fast enough. It was too fast.
No, it's good. It's a shame. It wasn't really a surprise because they've been driving, pounding up the yards, but they just couldn't put it in the red zone. Mm-hmm. That was the difference. They've been really, the numbers are way up, but the scoring is not way up. Mm-hmm. So finally they got both and put it together. And
well, they weren't trying to sabotage Haley, is my theory. They said, we got to play because we got a chance to show we are tougher than we've shown.
I really do got to disagree with your last statement that you made about the record for Ben. What if that pass went to AB and he got crushed?
So what? So what? He got the record. We got a young Brian kid that can catch the ball. It doesn't matter.
They're only a piece of meat.
I'll tell you. Because they're football players.
I was thinking about this today. I compared that because if I was on defense and they were going to throw a pass, with 30-some seconds left, and we were getting our butts kicked, I'd be mad. That's sort of like stealing a base.
No.
Yeah, it is.
What happened with 5 passes? And 3 of them were losses, and he got 50 yards.
Never heard of that. I don't know what you're talking about.
You were all for that a week or 2 ago.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Keep the streak alive. Guess what? Let them play. If there's a record there that's been up 60-some years and you got a chance, go for that one if you're the offensive coordinator. I want to know what he was thinking there. That's outrageous, the offensive coordinator. There were 9 drop balls. He could have had 3 more drop balls, and 1 would have been caught. He breaks the record. Who cares? Wow. That's what should have happened. I'm talking reality, folks.
Haley was ordering pizza. That's why he didn't make that call.
Well, he did say to Big Ben after the game, I have 2 pizzas coming there.
See?
A BOGO.
My inside sources again. You're right.
You're spot on.
Yes, absolutely.
But they should have thrown the ball. Don't throw it to AB. Throw it to the rookie.
That's right.
Let him get a 30-yard TD pass or something at the end.
Make it 7. Only one player has done that. Who's that, Alan?
I don't recall, sir. Peyton Manning?
Jim?
What was the question?
Who has the only 7 touchdown passing game?
7. Peyton would be 1, right?
I was hoping you know because I forgot.
Oh, okay.
I just heard it 2 days ago, but there's
maybe
somebody.
Otto Graham?
No, it was someone in current day.
I thought Peyton Manning might have had it. I'm not sure.
Nick Foles and Peyton Manning both have it.
Could
Nick
be it,
Foles, they did it,
Yeah.
I still remember something. You can't. I'm not your go-to guy on all your information, but I can help you on some of it.
But Yeah, well, getting back to what I did this weekend as well, it was nice to chat with parents to get them off the bad energy drinks that are out there. Most people don't know there's an alternative because you can't buy this drink in a store. It's only delivered to the house. And they were very receptive to the fact that there's an alternative for their children. And a lot of parents are scared. There are some countries where some of my competitors are illegal.
Banned.
They're banned. Yeah, they're outlawed. So
You're not banned in any country that you know of.
no, we're in 43 countries right now, and they love us all.
How many states?
48 plus Alaska and Hawaii.
What about Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico's a half a state right now. They're not official yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
How
They
about
should
the American Samoan Islands?
I'll
That's
check,
another territory.
I'll check in on
I'm
that.
trying to help you.
I'll check in on that.
That's the furthest territory away from America.
And speaking of other countries,
Okay.
I don't know if you guys are going to cover this or not, but
Probably
as you
not.
know, I am a huge baseball fan first. And as much as I dislike certain teams, it was very sad to hear about the great prospect for the St. Louis Cardinals, 22 years old, lost his life in a car accident in his home country, Dominican. Very sad. Yeah.
No, it is. It is.
Yeah, who knows where his potential would have been. He was a great up-and-coming athlete, great player. So that
Good
was
point.
sad, yeah.
Well, I appreciate your time. How do they get a hold of you? One last time.
412-417-7301 or mymonav.com/Mario's Juice.
Thank you, Mario's Juice.
Thank you.
I like smoking Jim boxed into a corner.
Hey, Z, look what's up.
Yeah, I see that. And I like this up here.
I don't like
I'm
that.
touched.
I don't like that.
I like it a
Can
lot.
can we get some film on that?
I like it a
Never
lot.
mind.
And you almost ruined your fancy little binder with that glass of water.
Here's what I'll do. Watch, it's like a roof. I've been seeing all kind of photos on Facebook. This is like a roof. It'll come right off because you got a nice slope.
I like
All
that
right?
pitch a lot.
Got like a 612 slope here, so it'll work out fine.
6-12.
It's always a disadvantage when I don't get to hear what you guys
We
started
talked
out
all
with.
about you.
Nah.
No, we talked Steelers, and you heard some of my thing about, it was a great game and all that, but Haley and Big Ben really aren't friends.
They don't have to be.
Yeah, but he could have had a record.
doesn't matter.
He could have had the record because anybody, offensive coordinator, takes care of their
It's
quarterback.
called respect the title.
No,
you
it's
know?
not even close.
So
I'm
that's
glad
how
you're
I
on
feel.
board.
That's how I feel about it. Respect the title.
Respect who?
Todd Haley is responsible for the offense of the
Okay.
Pittsburgh Steelers, supposedly. And I don't know how many plays he called on Sunday. We may never know because I never buy into
Here's the
those
percentage.
notions.
Here's the percentage. The week before, 73% Todd Haley admitted he called. 27% were for Ben. So I'm assuming the standard is the standard on the calls.
But,
So
I mean,
I assume that he
checks,
did that.
There's audibles, there's checks, there's audibles. I mean, there's probably like 5 deviations to every play. So, I mean,
It's hard to audible when you have 3 seconds to hike the ball.
well,
You know that because we talked about that.
Well, that's just poor clock management, but that's neither here nor there. We put it on the Colts on Sunday, and I hope Jim Frazier
We were happy they did, just so you
attended
know.
that game. I know you said you're a season ticket holder, so you got to watch that whooping we put on the former Geniuses squad. And I'll give credit where credit is due to Bruce Arians. He's getting it done out there in Arizona, but I still don't think he's far from a genius. I want to see him win in the playoffs. Like I said,
I
that's
agree with you.
That's
Win
the
a Super
ultimate
Bowl.
mark. Yep, win a Super Bowl not in Pittsburgh, and I'll call you the genius for the rest of your natural days.
And this is a quote that'll live in infamy on Pittsburgh Sportsline because it's all archived on YouTube forever.
I got to thank your sisters for coming out. They were starting to get antsy, asking me when I was going to come on. If you guys are in the city, tune in to Comcast 7 and Verizon 32 tomorrow because you won't be able to miss me for 60 minutes.
Comcast 7 only in Bethel Park because some of your fans and friends, they're getting upset that Comcast 7 isn't showing
everybody
you.
says that this is the best damn radio show in the greater Pittsburgh area. And
It's not on radio, yes.
that's not on radio because it's not a radio show. And I know that burns the vein every time somebody
Drives
comes up
me
to
insane.
I see it every day. in the city. Give a shout out to the Penguins while I'm here. The Penguins, of course, we lose.
Hold it. Who was the goaltender?
Well, Marc-Andre Fleury.
Thank you. I just
I'll
wanted
see you
that
tomorrow,
announced
Chip.
out there.
Believe me, Chip will know tomorrow who the goalie was the other night.
Who are you talking about?
Prophet Hamer. He's still in the mix out there. So, but of course we go in and we beat an undefeated hot Nashville team in Nashville.
Yes.
So I want to give another shout out. While I was in the tailgate area of Pitt on Saturday for that debacle.
Another hot team. Wasn't us.
Hot potato.
Former Penn's coach, Disco Dan Bylsma, comes walking by, just a regular guy that people...
Regular Dan now.
And I just told him that I felt bad, and I know it wasn't his fault, and Levine thinks that the players tanked the season. And I told
I'm trying to drink.
I said the
conspiracy
talking
is alive.
machine thinks the boys tanked the season for you.
Yes. I'm on the record. You don't get these injuries that are undisclosed forever. And then when your best buddy gets traded away, you're sulking. Now, how do you not score when you're two of the best players, not counting Neil, who's no longer with us for a good reason.
Who's doing good, though?
No, but they knew he tanked it. Why do you think he can get a hat trick with a new team? I'll go slow again. These guys tanked it. It's a story that Mary Lemieux wrote the book on. He's known to have done it. Got rid of Hall of Fame coaches.
Well, let's
weren't
make
allowed
sure.
there.
Let's make
On
sure
the
that we
record.
burn the evidence and the pictures of Pittsburgh Sportsline, the magazine, with James Neal in the archives.
Oh, we would never burn that. I don't know what you would do in those circumstances, but hockey players do that. This is known. You're so young. Well, not that young anymore. You turned 30, but these things have happened for decades. Think about it. The average lifespan of a coach in the NHL is under 5 years. Wow. What does that tell you? You got Hall of Fame coaches that have never been past 5 years. Wow. And they won Stanley Cups. Wow. And I'm not stuttering, it's cups. These things have happened. And it's hard to believe because I'm an optimist. I believe everybody's great until they go 8-8. Then I think anything else could happen.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, we're 5-3 right now, and 8-8 is a little bit in the rearview mirror.
Your
right
10-6 looks good. I'm going to jump on that bandwagon.
My 10-6
because my 11-5 is not looking
right
too
now.
good anymore.
But I
didn't mean to interrupt you because there are a lot of great things. But Neil just really got me fired up because I knew he tanked it, and he's a good player. Because he scored a hat trick.
Could he have been
with
unhealthy?
a team he hasn't played.
Could he have been unhealthy?
Everybody's hurt at the end of the year. That somehow the great players, which he is and all the other guys are, they score to win the Stanley Cup.
Devin Shea would argue. I don't think James Neal's great. Would you consider James Neal great?
Yeah, he does.
You think he's great?
He's a military man. Don't question him.
I'm not asking him
2
anything.
tours of duty.
That'll be the last time I ask you anything. You blew that segment.
Thanks. You don't owe me anything. Keep that 5.
Don't thank him.
I said disagree with every. Yeah, you're good. It only cost me 5.
I would disagree with James Neal being great. So I
was
wouldn't
just
even put
getting
him
a
in the
little
top 20
with that, but I know he could score, and I know he can play under the under the Penguin system. Yeah. But I'm a conspiracy guy, and I see it.
So it took me talking about James Neal not being great to get you to slip up and stutter.
Yes.
It's 2 weeks in a row.
I'm just so fired up, buddy.
That's good. That's good. Say that.
You're so innocent. How do you become a 280-pound Amish assassin and you're like naive and innocent? I think that's great. Yeah. And you're not 8-8. You're 288. I don't know.
Hey, it fluctuates if you want to rhyme.
I've seen him at that level and I've seen him below. Right now he's at 253.
Until I eat dinner here at the Duke's Rib House and Grill.
Duke's Rib House and Grill. They have great food here. We can't get them to talk about it. We need somebody.
I just talked about it for you. There you go.
Do you work for them?
Yeah, because Kelly said I'm late in the parking lot. She said, you're late, I'm dogging you. So I guess apparently I am an employee at Duke's Rib House and Grill. Wow. So I'm going to get my discount on my meal, too.
That's what? You got a steak there.
Yeah, I do.
Wow, that steak looks great. No, let's go.
Hey, hopefully it tastes as great as it looks, but...
Go ahead. we're talking sports. I tried to get you off the subject. It did work out for a little bit, but now you're back to focus.
It did. I am back to focus, and my next place I'm going to go is high school football, and I would like to know how Smoking Jim's alma mater fared this
Just
season.
say yours once so we can hear it, please. They're not rusty. They're the
Still Valley Ironman.
no rust.
No rust. And if we played Gateway, I think we could beat Gateway right now, the way the Still Valley's playing right now, running the ball. But
Did they get announced for the playoffs of where they're playing at? It was supposed to be on the radio in
I
your
was
transit.
40 feet up in the air, man. Somebody in this outfit got to work every day to
They
pay the bills.
announced this only an hour ago. You were
Golden
in your
Quill
vehicle
Awards.
driving here.
Golden Quill Awards don't pay the bills for the Armor's assassin.
Although you do have something like a golden quill that I saw.
I do. I also have a Nobel Peace Prize.
When'd you get that one?
You could be amazed at the things you can print out.
Are you serious? I'm going to have to get somebody to do that for me.
Hey, that was at General Studies at California University of Pennsylvania. Speaking of California University of Pennsylvania, we're getting closer to November 14th. Lightning Rod Soka and Monty Meza Clay are going to take each other on down at the Consol Energy Center. That's going to be one of the more exciting fights this
You're
year.
breaking Smoking Jim's heart. How do you feel about it? It's getting close now, buddy.
You know,
It's inevitable.
Two legendary icons here in the city of Pittsburgh, and two good friends and friends of the show, and I just wish they wouldn't fight. I don't want to see them fight.
At least he's consistent.
He is, and we try, and I try to get him, but I can't.
But boxing's a tough sport, wouldn't you say that?
Yeah.
They're tough men.
I tell you what, I'm going to be a little teary-eyed the night of the fight, so I guess I'll sit in between the ring card girls.
Who did know that? I already predicted weeks ago that Smoking Jim Frazier wasn't going to sit next to me and Levine.
How
Me
about
and Levine
what
were
happened
orphans.
Hey, what happened to the Pittsburgh Sportsline? We'll have these little things. Pittsburgh Sportsline.
His doesn't
Zach
say that.
Renner,
His
Pittsburgh
doesn't say that.
Sportsline. Al Levine.
It says new Pittsburgh Courier.
I don't know how he does it. And then he writes these articles. Where
I
do
know
they
he
come
got
from?
select amnesia, man. Sometimes he's a writer, sometimes he's a lover. You never know what you're going to get with Jim Frazier.
Did you
on
say
a
that on
day-to-day.
air? Did you say an L word on air?
Hey,
It's
on
a
the
family show here.
On the 14th,
He loves everybody.
On the 14th, I'll be sitting with Team Pittsburgh Sportsline.
And he's an honest man, so he's good for
Then
his
fast
work.
forward to November 26th at the Isoplex in South Point, and Jim Frazier will be sitting.
Back of the bus.
What, for MMA?
Yeah, for him.
Pinnacle at the Isoplex out there at South Point. That's a great venue. You've been there once.
Yeah, it was nice, yeah.
The Death Star's
Yeah.
fighting, so it's
Yeah.
Jericho, so it's
A lot of
it's gonna be a
champions are
good
fighting.
It's gonna be a good
And
night.
When is that?
November 26th.
It's
the night before
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, because we know you're not
Thanksgiving.
missing Thanksgiving. Juicy J never miss a
Thanksgiving
meal on
Eve.
Thanksgiving. As
He'll-
a matter of fact, he probably hits 3 or 4 stops on Thanksgiving.
Let me
he gets
just
enough
tell you,
food
we
for
talked
weeks.
before you got here. He's still sticking with the 13 godchildren he has. So not only is he buying them trick-or-treats and Halloween, but he's going to have 13 dinners to go to, plus Mama's dinner. That's 14 the way I count.
No, I actually host Thanksgiving every year. It's the first time my kitchen is used. I can't cook, so my oven gets used for the. I got family that comes in from all over the country to spend Thanksgiving with me, so I'll definitely be at the fights.
Oh, I guarantee he'll be at the fight. You should see
But you know
Smoking
why?
Jim's. He got one of those old plantation houses back there in Gateway Country, man. He got 20 rooms and 14 bathrooms and 10 showers. You should see I had to shovel the sidewalk over there.
You already were there once. I don't know about all that stuff.
I mean, how else would you describe it? It's a big, the style of it.
Palatial. I would call it palatial,
Palatial.
not a plantation. Palatial.
Listen, I've been in the South plenty of times, and they
Listen
still
to-
call them plantations down the South. It says plantation, blah, 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 South Carolina.
Hold
Like,
it.
it still says
This
plantation.
is America, and
is.
we're in Pittsburgh. It's a palatial palace in God's country. I'll say that 3 times.
No, I'm not even going to say palatial.
Say palatial.
I'm not going to say palatial. I'm not going to say palatial.
Palatial. And congratulations. This routine will go on the air again on Verizon 32 everywhere. Nemacolin, the Cranberry, Wexford, the whole city of Pittsburgh. Everybody has seen us there. Some of your friends in Munhall, Homestead, and other places I'm not allowed to go to anywhere. Homewood, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we spend so much time in those areas and neighborhoods.
I know, I like those neighborhoods.
Who wouldn't?
I know. Made new friends too, in spite of what you said about me. I've made new friends. What
did I say?
You go, Al, you got to watch yourself. The owners are taking selfies with me in the photo with you.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
More so because of me.
Well, it's always because of you. You're 30 years old. It should be about you.
Hey, you're the guy with the voice for radio.
And the face for TV.
I was going to say a face only a mother could love, but...
they've told me that somehow I still look the same.
Tom Selleck?
Well, yeah, he has a shorter mustache.
Oh, Mike Piazza.
I'm just fading fast. And you know what? I was in a tanning salon today. It's called Bethel Park. There was sun outside. When I cut my grass, guess what? I got some sun.
Hey, you ever...
The tanning salon.
Hey, Al Levine, if you ever went with Al Levine on a sunny day, this man will be leaned up against something with one of those little silver reflectors, like volleyball, and that's from The Sopranos. He's just out there, he's like, what do you call it? Vitamin what?
Vitamin D3.
Oh, he's getting all that vitamin D3.
All you need, this is our health segment, 20 minutes, 20,000 IUs of D3. And what does that do? It makes you healthier from inside and outside.
Okay.
You need more D3. You're getting a little pale, my friend.
Well, looking by the looks of this room, there's a lot of deficiencies in D3.
I know. I'm starting that revolution.
It's called October in Pittsburgh, Levine.
I know, but I'm holding out. I cut the grass. The sun was shining. Who knows what happened?
You notice one of Al Levine's favorite things to repost and replay is the ice bucket challenge.
No, I didn't.
He just gets all pumped up, man. He just hulks out.
Here, wait. I didn't repost that. I'm not reposting that. But it was a good, thanks to Devin Shea. He filmed the whole event, and you wouldn't take your shirt off. You were 278 pounds that day, so I understand that.
Yep. Nope.
And I was late coming outside.
Yeah, he couldn't make it out the door.
Well, we knew it was for charity. Smoker Jim wasn't coming out.
Hold it. He told me right before we went out, hey, talking machine, charity starts at home first. I don't know what he meant by that.
I know what he meant by that. That's a real brother move. Leave it on to me and Levine to go out there.
I know. We sacrificed ourselves.
As always for this team.
My hair could get wet. It got soaked. That 2-gallon bucket.
It didn't get as soaked as I thought, man. It kind of deflected it a little bit.
It hit me hard.
It just deflected it, man, and just dispersed.
We got to end this show. We got to be almost out of time. Now, if you need to know where we are, we're at Duke's Rib House and Grill, 1910 Cochrane Road, Pittsburgh, PA 15220. And we'll be back here the 2nd and 4th week in November. So come on out. There's always a great crowd. There's great food. They got great drinks. Just come on out. We got people. Denise and Joey traveled so far away. I'm honored to have them in our presence here. Big fans of our show. They're too shy to be on here, but check out some of the things on Facebook with Denise Griffith. She puts out a lot of positivity. And Joey co-signs all that stuff. So thanks for coming out. Zach, what do you got to say in your last minute here? What's happening?
Thank your sisters. Thank Murray.
Ooh, Joy. And we got Hope. Keep Hope alive. We got Hope's friends, Donna and Bill. What? Hans. No, you told me it was Bill earlier. Hans. Where's Franz? No speaking English. And that's our international segment. If we
It's
offended
over.
anybody, we take
I may or may not
responsibility
be on
for
the
it.
air tomorrow night, folks. I have a feeling Dave Cable's going to call me in to the office, so I might be in the penalty box.
You will get the ruler out. And we.
Bye, Mom. Bye, Mom.
Dave Cable, thanks for all the editing, especially the extra editing that you have to do tonight.
That he's not going to do.
Smoking Jim, you got any closing remarks here?
Go Steelers!
Oh, man. He got me scared there for a second. I thought he was going to pull like a Muhammad Ali, like, and just not say anything. I'm out of here.
Hey, thanks for the show. We appreciate it. Watch us next week. Be safe and drive safely. See you next time.